There once was a man with a good life. He had a cushy job, a healthy marriage, and even 2 cats. One day, he found an odd program on his computer. It was an advanced tracking software used for observation. Investigating the program led him to Corp, a controversial new tech firm.
We're looking at the 5th consecutive year that tech firm Core has doubled its profits. Despite mixed public opinion, this continued growth is unprecedented.
Why would they be interested in me? He said. None of this makes any sense.
Huh? What? I woke up on the floor in my apartment. There's a note beside me.
Dear, I'm sorry, but it was just a job. I don't regret my years with you, but the job is now over. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, P.S. I'm taking the cats.
Suddenly, information floods directly into my brain. Corp used me as a test bed for advanced prototype parts. I'm now a cyborg. Model 399CY. My previous name is a mystery to me. Something is blocking that memory. In any case, I'm going to be under 24/7 surveillance for the rest of my life.
Ah! This is all too much!
Days pass. I'm depressed, but somehow I blindly go about my usual life. I work, and I watch my favorite Vtubers. Suddenly I get an idea. Why don't I waste their time? Why don't I become a Vtuber and focus on my hobbies? Let them observe me sitting at my computer all day. Have fun with all that data, Corp. That's right. Time to stick it to the man by doing nothing. This is my story. I hope you join me for the ride. Hello, everybody. So how's that? Did you like it? Oh, I had so much help by so many amazing people on all of this. I mean, everyone's seen the model so far, so I'll just bring out, like, there's so much to show on it, but I'll just bring out the, we'll do the slides first. But this is the base of the model. Oh my god, I love this so much. I'm so excited to use it. All right, let's do the slides here. This should bring them up. You see a bunch of like futuristic stuff here, but I only use what I know. So we've got good old Windows Movie Maker. This is 399CY Eggy's Get to Know Me slideshow. Name? I don't know. They took everything that could let me know what it was. All the legal documents are changed. I have no idea. Obviously my brain can't think of it, but my memory was never any good anyway, so yeah. Model 399CY, that's the only thing that I go by. However, I've doing all this VTube stuff, figuring everything out from the ground up. It's been a year since I started planning all of this. I started last August, coming up with everything, like the background and all the steps to do, started acquiring the hardware that I wanted and all of that. And then I started commissioning the model in December because it took me months to find somebody who I liked and who was available and all of that. And then these past, 8 months, I've just been slowly gathering art and assets and getting everything set up and hanging out in all these awesome communities, meeting all these awesome people. It's been so cool. All right, this is the big one. This is huge. Sensational. Actually cracked. You can see on the left there is the first model that I saw that they done. I believe I'm the third or fourth model that they've done. And it was fate. I just happened to find them on Twitter. They weren't linked through anything. I just happened to find them. I loved the art, and I saw that model to the left there, and they had added like sunglasses to it, and it looked incredible. And I was like, oh my god, this person doesn't have like hundreds of thousands of followers yet, so I'm gonna hop on this train. I don't know how many of you know, but it's really kind of difficult to find someone who does male VTuber models. There's not a lot of people, and there's some that do it, but with this particular body type, there's not a lot out there. Yeah, so I got super lucky to find Sen, and they've just been, like I said, this is, I think, their third or fourth model that they've done, and we have gone back and forth, and we have forged a friendship through the creation process of this, and it's just incredible. Like I said, we implemented VBridger, and I swear half the things that I asked for, they had no idea how to do, so we sort of just learned together. And they were like, does this work? And I'd test it out, and I'd be like, well, one thing works and that doesn't, and then we just kept moving forward from there, and it's just been an incredible process. They've been gracious and patient with me, and I've been gracious and patient with them, and yeah, it's been awesome. I cannot recommend them enough, and I hope that they go on to keep doing amazing things. I'm really excited to see what they do next. So the background, Amorphia, they're insane. They have a background in like interior design, and they do architectural drawings like for a living. They were awesome to work with. Enzo did my logo. Enzo is amazing, absolutely incredible, the kindest person you'll ever talk to, you'll ever speak to. One day I was like in the process of looking for a logo, and I was like I know this person like does all of this stuff for themselves, and they have a background in this in their schooling, and I was like, let's just try, because I know how good they are, like from their existing art, and it was just so clean and had a distinct look. I was like, oi, can you make me a logo? And like, what was it, like 2 hours later, you had the logo that was basically finished. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Was I actually your first client? I didn't realize that. That's so cool. The ending and offline art. So this person, I think you say it, Ofeli. I found their art, and it was so, like, you can kind of see it in their profile picture, but their art is so comfy and cute and fluffy, and I just loved it to death. I just randomly found them on Twitter. I was like, please make me an image that I can use. And we went back and forth. They're super nice, super awesome. So good. It's so good. I love it so much. Oh, so anything that I don't have a credit for, I don't think I've forgotten anybody, but I mean, I'm really sorry if I have forgotten anyone, but anything you haven't seen, like as we go through these credits, I've done myself. All of like the animations and all the stuff surrounding it, I've done most of that myself. Pixel art from the awesome Emily Chem. She was incredible. This was during her donathon that she did earlier this year to get a computer. So I was like, ooh, perfect opportunity. Support somebody awesome and get something that I really need. So there's the follower event. This other one, which is the full one. It's so cool. I was like, hey, can you make my head bob? And she was like, sure. Oh my god. The latest thing that I've had done was the starting soon art. I got a chibi, she calls them boba commissions, Cheru. They're on Cheru's coffee page, whatever. And they're incredible. And I asked her to do something really dumb, and I was like, hey, can you give me the layers? Because Cheru gave me so much more than I thought I was gonna get. I thought I was just gonna get one variation, and I got like 8 variations in different colors and my original colors, which was dumb. Like, I did not expect that. So I took that and I turned it into what you guys all saw with the starting soon art. Those are all individual art pieces that I blended together into a video, and it's just it's so beautiful. I love Cheru's art. It's so full of life and so fluffy and comfy. I just love it so much. Lore video credits. We get into a bit of a story time here. Rain did the art for this. I'm pretty sure most of you know of their work. The most prominent one that I knew of was Yuzu's lore video. They did the art for Yuzu's lore video. And I was like, I gotta see if they're available. And back in, I think February of this year, I hit them up and I was like, oi, it says you have open commissions. Can I please? But we worked together on the style. I was like, well, most of your art is like that sketchy sort of fantasy little colored pencil sort of stuff. And I was like, what if we just take your normal art and we invert it? So it's like on a black background, and we'll have the first half of the video before I get knocked out all black and white. And then once I wake up as myself, my new self, we'll have a little bit of color introduced so that it's no longer black and white. And like, as you could see, they did an amazing job on all of that art. Just so incredible. Like, it's exactly what I wanted, and all the pieces were there, and it was so cool. Now we reach the hitch. Editing is Fia. Now, I didn't know who Fia was 2 days ago. I didn't know who they were. That's because we had an editor originally. We hired them back in July. They actually had like a ton of really, really horrific things happen, just really bad circumstances, and they just weren't able to finish it. So we needed to find somebody, and Rain, like the boss they are, pulled in a friend, and Fia is incredible, amazing. They did all of the editing for this from scratch, from PNGs and a bunch of sound files and everything that I provided. And they did all of that in literally the past 24 hours. I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy that I got to show something on my actual debut, because I was just going to be like, screw it. We'll just do it without the lore video. We'll show it later. But it just happened, so I'm super happy that we got there. To show off the voice cast, I was very ambitious when I wrote this earlier this year, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna try and get some extras, some people that I love to get in this, and in the end, I was super happy to get Beru in as the female voice for the note. She's incredible. Please go check her out. She streams, she does art. And then for the newscaster, I actually got false ID. It was, I asked him one day, because I always hang out in their chat when he's doing the news, and I asked him one day after stream, and he was like, huh, yeah, sure, I'll think about it, and I'll get back to you. Just give me the lines and I'll think about it. That was like, I think March, and every month after that I was like, hey, no pressure, but it'd be nice if you could do this. I know you're super busy. And he was like, oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, no problem. It's gonna be great. And then we found out that they're like debuting a whole bunch. They hired 2 new people for their team, and they like rebranded the whole channel and all of this. And through all of this was happening, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not gonna get this from him at all. Which is super understandable because he's super busy. He streams literally every day for like 6+ hours. And then a couple weeks ago, right when we were starting to edit the lore video, and I was just gonna replace it with like a robot voice or something, he messaged me and he was like, here's the lines. And I was like, oh my God, it actually happened. And it's perfect. It was exactly what I wanted, and he is such a boss for doing this for me. A no name VTuber who just sort of like chills around is so cool. Influences, like I think probably 90% of the English speaking VTubers that have debuted or have started to debut or anything, like I'd say in the past 2 years, Iron Mouse is probably my #1 inspiration. Just her whole story and what she's done and how she's accomplished what she's accomplished is just incredible. And she shows that basically anyone can do this. You can start from square zero and just like have fun with it, meet some awesome people. And that's all I really wanted from this. I just wanted to be a part of some communities and leave my past identities online behind and start fresh and just meet some awesome, lovely folks. And I have, even before debut, I've been around for almost a year with these accounts, and just everyone has been super awesome, leading right into Lord Athelstan. Like I found out about Lord Athelstan on Mouse's talk show, Speak of the Devil. I was watching Mouse pretty regularly at the time, and I saw like Lord Athelstan. I wasn't really watching the talk shows because I was like, like these are all like smaller VTubers, like why should I care? And then so I didn't get to watch it live. You know, I still had that mentality, whereas like I'm only interested in like the 1 or 2 big VTubers that I was watching. So I didn't want to like commit myself to like so many others. So I was like, I'll just check the VOD and see if it's interesting. And then like a week later, I started watching the VOD. I was just completely blown away. His comedic timing, his music, just everything. Like the way he talked, the way the goofy smile on the model, his original model, it was just perfect. And I loved it so much. And I started becoming a regular in his stream right around that time. Other VTubers that I've liked for a long time. So Nan, I used to watch her videos way back before she was a VTuber, but it was that time in YouTube where it's like you don't subscribe to somebody. So I just like, I've seen a bunch of her old videos and I didn't connect to that they were all from the same person until like I started really getting into VTubers, and I was like, oh, I remember. She's always awesome to watch. Then Yuzu's probably the second indie VTuber that I was a super fan of. I think I saw Ethel do a collab with Yuzu, and I was like, oh my God, she's so funny. And just everything about her streams is super funny, and her community is awesome. Some of the mods there and some of the regulars there are just awesome people. CDog VA abroad in Japan. So I'm rambling, but I first found out about VTubers because I watched Abroad in Japan, because I really like Japan. I'll get into that in a little bit. Abroad in Japan was my first sort of like, ooh, I like Japan. He makes videos in Japan, and that's awesome. And he gets to show me some stuff I want to learn, I want to see. And he makes super awesome videos to this day. The Journey Across Japan series is some of the best content on YouTube. It's just, you can't really beat it. And then from that, I found out about Trash Taste. Obviously, like I knew Gart, CDog VA, Connor, and the Anime Man. So I knew all of them, but I didn't follow them regularly. And then Trash Taste started up, and it was just incredible. It's amazing content. The least anime podcast of all time. But one day they had this weird 3D, 2D looking anime girl on their podcast named Mori Calliope, and they did it live. And I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. What is all of this? And I was sort of in Sea-Dog's corner where he was like, why? What is this? This doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make, what is the appeal to this? And then I went from Cali at the podcast. I just started watching all of them, like Sea-Dog, and then I started watching Sea-Dog's streams because he was really entertaining. And then I saw Mouse from Sea-Dog's streams, and then all the rest of this happened from there. Emily Chim, I've already shouted her out. She did my pixel art. She's just an amazing content creator right now. Her regular art, non-pixel art is incredible. And she does like all kinds of streaming. But she's really great. Chill streams to hang out in. Zentrea, Filian, AlsID, they were all some of the first ones that I followed. Just like as I branched out and found other VTubers that I really liked. Like Filian was the first full body tracking VTuber that I saw. Her dancing was just incredible, and her flips and all that. I was just blown away. So I've been a member of her community for a long time. The art gun is so inspiring. Her models that she does are really great, and then her working with Serp, the Chimkin VTuber, to make V-Bridger, just in my opinion, it changed the game for 2D VTubers with the accurate mouth tracking. And there's so many features that are coming down the pipeline along with that. I'm very, very active in the V-Bridger Discord. I try to do a little bit of tech support in there, helping them out, because there's only 2 of them. And Serp is basically flying solo with a lot of it. So it's super nice. They're both amazing people. Demon Dice Karen, I found her music, I think a little bit earlier this year, but I got to see her live at Anime Expo, and her stage presence and all of her music is just incredible. There might be another reason why she's here, but I don't know. I guess my brain's not working. Tim Rogers. I don't know if you all have ever seen him, but he's one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. He he makes these giant, nowadays he makes these giant documentaries of just random video games. Not so random, he picks them out very, very pointedly. But he did a video where he did Tokimeki Memorial. It was like a dating sim from way back on like the PlayStation 1 in Japan, and it's never been localized. And he did a 6.5-hour video of gameplay explaining, just like going through the history of the game. It was incredible. He just explained the entire thing. He's fluent in Japanese. He lived in Japan for like 10 years working in like game development and all of that. And he's just a wealth of knowledge. He's so funny. And if you ever need that documentary itch, if you ever need to scratch that, highly, highly recommend. Day9 TV, I followed him for way too long, but I recently came into his streaming presence when he was doing the Elden Ring streams earlier this year. And it just reminded me of how much of a wholesome person he is. He's just one of the best content creators, one of the comfiest, just awesome people that you'll probably meet on the platform. He's been in this game for 15 years now. He started off as a StarCraft player and then moved into commentary. Now he does like Magic and other games and all kinds of other content creation. Just awesome dude. ProZD, he makes me laugh. That's pretty much it. And then gaming merchant. So earlier this year and last year, I was super into Apex, and the gaming merchant is probably the most wholesome, fun Apex creator out there. He streams on YouTube. He does all kinds of info videos and all of that, but he's so fun and calming to listen to. He's always positive, which is super rare in that community. Food. Katsudon. Best meal ever. I had it for the first time in Japan like 7 years ago, and it's been my favorite food ever since. Cats, I love cats. I'm not necessarily a cat only person. I like dogs, but I would never own a dog. Dogs are great. Other people's dogs are great. Computers, obviously, worked in IT, computer stuff. I really love it. Video games, really love it. Don't play as much as I used to, but that's what happens when you get older. That's kind of why I'm doing this. So I have an excuse to force myself to play some games sometimes. Music, I like bluegrass, I like metal, I like soundtracks. I recently got back into a band from my childhood called Flatfoot 56, which is a Celtic punk rock band. And they're still going strong 15, 20 years later. It's incredible the like range of music that's out there and can be enjoyed. I don't think there's a type of music that I will listen to and I'm like, ew. VTubers, obviously, I'm here. Anime, I love anime. At some point I'll share my anime list and we'll go through that. Japanese culture, I'm huge into Japanese culture. I'm the worst though because I only half learned the language and I've lost a lot of it over the past couple of years. So that's another thing that I'm hoping that all of this can help me with. All right, yeah, real quick, dislikes. Customers, nobody likes them. If you're a customer, if you're nice and reasonable and understanding, then sure, that's cool. But a lot of customers, they don't really think about the people on the other side of the counter. Everything's a crisis, right? They're not always right. In fact, they're mostly wrong. Printers, if anyone has ever done IT or even done their own stuff, especially if you've worked in IT, you know, printers are the devil. They're the worst thing to work with and they suck. MOBAs. I've never really gotten into MOBAs, just heard a lot of bad things. So I've avoided them. Now, Ryth, why did you have to say that? Now that's gonna be in my mind. Now that's gonna be... I guess I'll just make the best of the time that I have. Horror movies, let's just move on. I don't dislike all horror movies. I don't really like horror movies. Like I've watched a few. I just don't handle it very well. My resting heart rate is high as it is. I do like some. There's some that are like pointing fun, like picking fun at horror movies that are still kind of horror movies in their own, like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, Cabin in the Woods, you know, that sort of stuff. That's my jam. I really like those. Yeah, they just give me anxiety. I just can't. I can't deal with it. It's like, why would you want to sit down for 2 hours and put yourself through that? Upstairs neighbors. You'll probably hear them at some point. I'm hoping that it won't be too bad, but we'll see. Maybe we can meme on them or something if it gets too bad. XQC. He's apparently a VTuber. His own content, it's too toxic for me. Yeah. It's definitely. I love Canadians. It's not that one. He sends hate to some people that don't really deserve it. He's got a really young fan base that they're very impressionable, and all he does is like gamble all day and acts like a super young person that's really toxic. So yeah, but he's done some things very, very particular this year that I've just like, that's solidified my opinion. Anyway, moving on before I get canceled. I don't want juicers coming after me, by the way. I would rather that not happen. Yeah. Oh my, yeah, Emmy. Yeah, that was one of those. Yeah, it's like gambling sponsors. It's like one of those things where it's like, even if I'm one of those people where it's like, even if I was presented like years down the road with an opportunity to do a gambling sponsorship, it's just against my morals to do so. I don't think it's healthy, and I don't think it's a good thing. It's just like supporting certain people. I don't think it's healthy, and I don't think it's a good thing. Moving on. Holy crap, I forgot I put all of this in here. I made these slides like a long time ago, so I apologize. I'm just gonna go through this, like just pick out a couple of these. This is pretty much everything that I've rated 10 out of 10 on my anime list, just because I think Everything here is a must watch for any anime fan. 100% you have to watch. I've spent the time and I've gone through, I've read all of One Piece, I've watched all of One Piece, and it's incredible. It's the best universe story of all time. Skull Rumble, it's some of the best, like, just slapstick comedy. It's the best thing ever. I love it so much. Polar Bear Cafe, one of the things you can use to learn Japanese. It's pretty simple, pretty cute, really funny. Banger openings and endings. Mushishi is by far, it's like in my top 3. Ginkgo is a doctor type that goes around solving people's problems. Old time Japan. Ends up finding people that are attacked or affected by these mushi, which are like spirits in Japan. They're just like benevolent, don't really care about anything, so they just do their own things, and they end up affecting humans more often than not. And he comes around and he helps people deal with them. It's like a mystery show with like some doctor stuff. Yeah, I'm right. All of these are good shows, okay? All of these are good shows. Odd Taxi, it's probably the newest one. It looks like a furry show. Give it a chance. Dorohedoro, best action anime I've seen ever. The manga is incredible and beautiful, and you should watch it. Night is Short, Walk on Girl, and Tatami Galaxy. Some of the best oddball storytelling and visuals you'll ever see, but the characters are so endearing, the situations and everything, incredible. And I think the one thing that people might not know on up here is probably Pale Cocoon. It's an OVA, and I learned about it from a YouTube video back when AMVs were huge. It was featured as like the anime in AMV, and it was one of the most beautiful AMVs that I'd ever seen. The Rakugo one, it's like a slice of life, but it's like heavy drama, and I don't usually like those shows, but this one was just so like the writing and the characters and the emotions of them, showing them like learning how and reciting these shows and these scripts. It was so fascinating to watch. But what about Avatar? It's not an anime, but it's also incredible. I freaking love Avatar: The Last Airbender, and if you're talking about Avatar the movie, then I'm gonna ban you right now. Okay, yeah, the cartoon. Okay, crisis averted. Music, like I said earlier, I like everything. Right now, and probably for the past year or two, my favorite band by far has been The Midnight. As you can sort of tell with like the music that I've used in my promos and on stream and all of that. They've said on Twitch before that they aren't like they don't copy strike people for using their music streaming content and that sort of stuff. I just super appreciate that. Like their music is so cool, and they're progressive and they're supportive and they're amazing. I just love all of their music, like from their non, like just their instrumental stuff to their like fully voiced and the duets and stuff. Oh, I just love it. The Weeknd, his album that dropped in January is so good. Like it's like perfect as far as like a piece of musical content, just like from start to finish. I just fell in love with it. I think I listened to that at least twice a day for the entire month of January. The Civil Wars, I don't know if any of you have heard of them, but it's a duo that does... Whoa, we got a raid. Welcome in. Claricia, welcome into you and your peeps. Welcome. I appreciate the raid. This is my my debut stream. What is up? Welcome. My goodness. As you can see, I didn't expect a raid, so it's still the default raid notification. But that's okay. That's okay. We're oh man, this is awesome. I really appreciate y'all so much. We're just going through, we're almost done with the slides, and then you're right in time for the model showcase, the best part. Thank you so much. we've spent so much time and effort putting into this model. I can't wait to show it off. Yeah, all in the first hour or so. Hour and a half. We've been going for an hour and a half. Oh my god. The Civil Wars. They sort of do bluegrass, old-timey guitar and piano driven soulful music. I don't know if I've heard its equal, especially like their live stuff. They did a live show at a restaurant, and if you can find that online, that album, just the like interactions between them and the music, the way they handle the crowd and the way they talk, and like the little quirks, the way they like mess up on one song but it still sounds incredible it's like next level. Anberlin. So the rest of these, except for Emancipator at the end. So I'm gonna drop the bomb and say I grew up in a fairly strict Christian household. I was also homeschooled. Been a very, very long time since that time. I've done a lot of growing as a person, and I try not to let that define me. However, the music still sticks with me. These are some of my favorite quote-unquote Christian bands. Most of them aren't really, like, you can't really tell, but if you like listen, you can kind of tell. So like, I always want to put that disclaimer. Anberlin, just like incredible band from start to finish. They've been around for so long. Yeah, no problem. Lurking is highly encouraged. It's no problem. I saw a few creators recently who were like, if you have lurkers, you need to call them out, and you need to not have lurkers because that means you don't have a lot of interaction. They're not valid members of the community. It's like, shut up. Everyone is valid. Some people aren't comfortable. Some people have things to do, lives to live, you know? It's like, no problem. Yeah, right? It's like, why would you do that? Somebody's like watching you already. They're obviously a fan. Why would you make them feel uncomfortable? Anberlin. I never got to see them in concert, unfortunately. They broke up a few years ago, and then what is it, 2020, when COVID hit, they started doing online live streams, like live concerts, and they were incredible, and it just brought back all of my love for Anberlin. They did all of their albums, one per stream, and it's incredible content. It's so cool. Awesome guys. And they came out with a new EP last month, the month before last, something like that, and they just came back with a bang. I just love all their stuff. Oh yeah. Okay, Flyleaf. I love Flyleaf. I haven't thought of Flyleaf in so long. Oh my god. Lacey is the best. She is so cool. She's like one of the best lead singers ever. And yeah, Skillet, obviously, one of the OGs. I listened to them back in their Alien Youth days, which is very, very different from what they do now. But I enjoyed it all the same. Like I love all their music from start to finish. They used to do, like, even their worship albums were pretty enjoyable to listen to. Yeah, Skillet, Christian rock. They have multiple worship albums, if you can believe that, if you go back far enough. But yeah, they're good. Their new stuff, I don't really vibe with it as much. Like Collide era is my favorite era for Skillet, and their new stuff is a little bit like overproduced for my taste. Demon Hunter, so they had an album back in the day called The Triptych, and they're like melodic metal, really awesome singing voice. I used to fall asleep listening to The Triptych. I did that for like years. Very technically awesome music. Emery, yeah, the party song. Oh my god, Emery has just like from Walls, from like their debut album is one of the best debut albums you'll ever listen to in the like screamo genre. Can't go wrong with it. Like their harmonies and everything, like the musicality that they have is so cool. They're from the Midwest. No, I think they're from like Carolinas, something like that. But they sound English. They sound British in their first, like the way that they sing And they said in interviews that they purposely sang that way so that they wouldn't come across as like bumpkins. Oh, Cutthroat Collapse. Oh my god. In Shallow Seas We Sail is such a good album from start to finish. Like, I could just listen to that all day long. It's so good. May, they're like experimental pop. I don't know. They were something unique for like the Christian music scene from when I was growing up. Their album The Everglow is like a story from start to finish and has some of the coolest music I've ever listened to. It starts off with the old like tape deck, like when you hear this sound, you can turn the page. And then it ends and it's like, thank you for enjoying the Everglow. And it's such a cool experience. I can't recommend listening to it enough. But on like moving forward from that, their latest album that came out in, I think it was like 2020. Oh yeah. They just called it May, Multisensory Aesthetic Experience. It's like electronic. And it still has the same vocals and it's incredible. They evolved as a band and they like brought themselves to a higher plane and I couldn't get enough of it. I saw them in concert as well after they released that album and it was 2018. Oh my god, it's so long ago. But I saw them in concert. His voice and their band is exactly the same. I love it when a band when you listen to them live and they sound exactly the same as the recordings. That's something special. That's so nice. So Emancipator, not a Christian band. I don't know why I put it at the end. He's a one-man show and he knows like every single instrument ever. Like he plays everything, like legit too. Not just like electronic instruments. He does like violin and guitar and bass and drums and piano and all of this stuff. And he created like really chill electronica trip hop. It's sort of like lo-fi, like what you're listening to here, but it's got a lot of Asian influence in the instruments that he chooses and the chords that he uses. And it's a little bit more, it's not quite as chill as this. It's got a little bit more of a bite to it. And there's some lyrics. He brings in a lot of guest singers that are really nice to listen to. And I'll say, getting back to the Christian stuff, for like something that I forgot to put on here, for like the rap genre, NF, insane, just insane talent, stupid talent from start to finish. Like one of the best rappers you'll ever see, and he's a white guy. Yeah. Clouds is incredible. He's just his lyrics, his style, the producer that he works with is insane. Like his stuff sort of sounds samey after a while. Like after you like listen to a bunch of stuff that this producer has worked on, like he falls back on the same like tropes, but it's still like it still affects me. It's so good. Mansion, for a debut, like Capitol Records debut album, Mansion is another debut album. Like obviously he'd been doing this for a long time, but it blew me away. Just everything that he threw into Mansion as an album, it's just incredible. It's, oh my god. I can't believe I forgot to put him on here in the first place. All right, I think this is the last one. Movies. I'm so glad people know the bands that I'm talking about. That's so cool. So let's see. So movies. Wes Anderson. I've started becoming a huge fan of Wes Anderson. I think I saw Moonlight Kingdom like five years ago, something like that. And I've just like devoured all of his stuff ever since. If you're an adult, see The French Dispatch. It's an incredibly artful film, and it's something that you won't get anywhere other than Wes Anderson. It's almost like a comic book, the way that it's like framed and stuff. But the characters and the stories that he tells, and the like little bits of comedy, and the insane cast that he always gets for his movies. There's a reason why all of his stuff is in the Criterion Collection. It's just so unique. Yeah, Moonlight Kingdom. It's incredible. Little awkward. It's like everyone just puts on a masterclass of a performance. Along with like most of his movies, you get the same thing. Like these people embody the characters, even though they're like crazy recognizable actors. Like they all do their best, and it's insane. It's like a passion project from every single member of the crew. Galaxy Quest. How many of you have seen Galaxy Quest? I'm curious. This is where I'm calling out the lurkers. I'm just kidding. If you're lurking, you don't have to. You don't have to. And cutting it there. Nobody's seen Galaxy Quest. No, Blitz, you don't count. Too slow. Nobody's seen Galaxy Quest. So I'm gonna read the script from start to finish right now. Let's see. We got a couple hours, right? Never give up. Never surrender. Oh, I hate Tim Allen. He's one of my least favorite actors. I can't stand him usually, but he is perfect in this role. ASMR Galaxy Quest. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Oh, I forgot to put that on my dislikes. ASMR. I can't with ASMR. It doesn't give me the nice tingles. It gives me the creepy crawly heebie-jeebies. I want to tear off my skin and stop listening. I have some deep-seated issues in my brain with whispers in particular, and listening to other people talk while they're whispering from another room, and the S sound in particular is not great. Just in general, ASMR, I can't stand it. I completely forgot to put that on my dislikes. Yeah, I wish I was one of those people who could enjoy it, but I just end up listening to like documentaries or like people with good talking voices. Yeah, movies. I'm not really a movie guy. Like I really enjoy movies, but I'm not super, like I'm definitely more of a music person or like an online content person than a movie person. Yeah. Other kinds of ASMR, I get bored. Like if it's not talking and it's just like sounds, like some of it is a little bit satisfying, but it's just like not really that interesting. Like I guess like lo-fi stuff sort of like does that for me. Like I definitely enjoy like falling asleep to lo-fi as long as there's no lyrics. Like this sort of music that we're listening to now is really, really calming, really nice. But yeah, Galaxy Quest, amazing comedy film. If you've ever seen Star Wars or Star Trek or anything like that, it's a spoof off of that, but it's an actual like really good film, and it has one of the best performances by Alan Rickman. Rest his soul. Alan Rickman, fantastic actor, Sir Alexander. I love that man. Loved that man. Super tour de force acting performance by him in a comedy film. Everyone else, Sam Rockwell's in it too. Like I love Sam Rockwell, as you'll see coming up here. Yeah, Spaceballs. That one's like, it's like too zany for me. Like I enjoy it. It's a good comedy film, but it's not a good like movie. It's like, I mean, it's a good movie. It's not a good film, if that makes sense. Like the story is, but it's really funny. I really enjoy that. Every once in a while, that slapstick. Lord of the Rings extended trilogy specifically, it's an entirely different film. Like all of them, they add like an hour or two to each film. Watch it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Find somebody you know that like has watched it and they're passionate about it, and watch it with them, and you will make their whole year. They will be so happy to show you their favorite films, and like they'll have the extended Blu-rays. They'll just bring them over, and you'll be able to watch them. And it'll be the best couple nights or entire day marathon, however you want to do it, of your life. Kung Fu Hustle is a comedy from China. It's all in Chinese. It's like a spoof. So I talked about like Cabin in the Woods and Tucker and Dale versus Evil for like horror movies. This is like that, where it's a spoof movie, like the Kung Fu era of films. It's one of the best comedies that I've ever seen. The stunts and the effects and everything that they show off is just so zany and off the wall, but like I bring everything back to, it's a good film. Like the characters and the writing and the story, like you just love everybody that's in that movie. Even the bad guys, like you're like, they're good. Highly recommend that. Moon, going back to Sam Rockwell. Incredible character piece. Like, oh my god. I say it's not really a horror film, but it's like a man in a room for like an hour and a half. And it's about this dude who lives and operates an outpost on the moon. And he just lives by himself and he talks to his robot friend. And it sounds really boring, but I swear it's the best character driven movie that I've ever seen in my life. It's so good. It's really exciting. Okay, now we get to 2 brand new movies that I saw this year. I had to add them because they were just so good. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Nicolas Cage. This is his best film, I think. It's filled with references to all his old stuff, but it's also a good film. Like the script and everything, it's like tongue-in-cheek, but it's also played serious in a lot of parts. Ghost Rider is not a good film. It's not a good film. Yeah, I need to see his more recent stuff because he's really like the past couple of years he's just like let loose and done what he wants, and I'm all here for it. It's so fun to watch. Yeah, I know, Audrey. I know what you're doing. How about that sequel though? Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Watch it. It's so good. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I've never ugly cried in a theater before this film. I saw it by myself in a small theater, 1-screen theater. There were like 4 other people there, and I was just bawling my eyes out by the end of it. And it's the dumbest movie ever. It's dumb, but all the dumb parts like sort of build, and then you get to the characters, and then you get to like you get to the end and you're like, oh, and then you cry, and then you can't stop thinking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's definitely very, very wacky. There's some parts that's just like, huh, like where did that come from? I think it's the director. He was only previously known for the music video for Turn Down the What. If you've seen that, you might have an idea of some of the visuals that you can get from this film. But it also has so much heart to it and so many emotional, like it just punches you in the gut in like the last third of the movie. So yeah, watch it. Look forward to it and watch it. It's special. Really, really special. All right. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. I guess we can go over games. To the Moon. I'm going to be playing that on stream sometime soon. Top-down RPG, really short. Only takes a couple hours to play. Really emotional, really cute. Indie game. Everyone should play it. Elden Ring. I put 250 hours into my first playthrough earlier this year. I'd never played a FromSoft game before, and I bought it because somebody online was like, this is a good game for somebody who's never played a FromSoft game before. And I was like, hey, that's me. And then I played it, and then I played it for 250 hours, and then I finished it, and probably next year I'll do another playthrough. Half-Life. Love the series, love the story. Pick up that can. Just like the physics, like if you grew up with old style Half-Life 1 era, when you saw Half-Life 1 come out and you were like, oh my god, like this is the next thing that games can be, because we only had like Quake and Doom and all of that, and then Half-Life came out and it was like a full story with like characters and all kinds of crazy stuff happening in 3D. Heck yeah, that was insane. And then Half-Life 2 came out, and it also revolutionized how people thought of like FPS games with the physics engine. Like you can't beat that experience, especially as like a first, like growing up through the years and seeing things progress like that. And then Half-Life Alyx that just came out. I still say it's the best VR experience that you can get. If you have a VR headset, just get it and play through it. It also revolutionized the way that I looked at like VR and FPS. It's a little on the short side, but God, I hope they do more with that. I really do. It's so good. Apex Legends. I haven't played in 8 months. Is that bad? I love Apex. I originally stopped playing, I guess it's almost 9 months now, in December. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna start streaming soon, so I'll just stop using my old account, and then when I start streaming, I'll use my new account as a VTuber, and I'll just, like, that'll be my new main. And it's like, I don't want to do too much on it. I want to sort of like start fresh. And then 9 months passed, and now it's been 9 months and I haven't played Apex at all. So I think I still like it. I still watch people play. Maybe we can try it on stream sometime. It's a really fun game. I really like it, especially when you can get friends in. That's like really, really nice when you get friends in and you don't have to deal with randoms. Just like any online game, I guess. Hades. Awesome. Really great. Top down, beat 'em up, roguelike. One of the best I've ever played. It's the masterclass in the genre. Slime Rancher. It's been a while since I played Slime Rancher. But it was so unique that I just really enjoyed. I think I sunk like 50, 60 hours into Slime Rancher. I just had a lot of fun with it. I think it's a really comfy, chill puzzle game where you can unlock stuff. Really cute. Terraria. I think I have 400, 500 hours into Terraria. It's the better Minecraft. Not that I've ever played Minecraft. It's like 2D building, mining. It's really great. I haven't played it since 3.1. I think there's like 3 or 4 major patches that I've not touched yet. So I'd like to get back into that at some point. And then yeah, Borderlands 2. I think that's pretty much the normal like consensus, I guess, is that Borderlands 2, one of the best games of all time. I know, like I'm not friends, but I have some connections to some of the people that worked on the Borderlands franchise, and they're just the best people. And the writing, the jokes, the gameplay, Borderlands 2 is just like the pinnacle of all of that. And then Borderlands 3 happened, and I couldn't care. I couldn't care about it. Like the story was whack. The gameplay was okay. It was pretty good, but it was like it was missing something special, and I couldn't really like put my finger on it. Borderlands 2. Really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Recommend it. Borderlands 3, if you like Borderlands 2, like maybe give it a shot. Play through it. But it's not something that you have to go through. Mirror's Edge. It's the thing that got me into parkour. And then I found out that I can't do parkour, but I can play a game that lets me parkour. And the music and the visuals were just like next level at the time. It was so clean and crisp and fluid. Like the movement, oh, I loved it. I had so much fun playing that game. I never got into like any of the speedrun stuff, but watching speedrunners run through that was really cool. Chilla's Art games. That's another thing that I want to do on stream at some point, is start playing through all the Chilla's Art. I think a lot of you have probably seen these. These are like, they're horror games, but they're more like suspense games. I said I don't like horror movies. I don't really like horror games, but for some reason these specific games are really nice. They're really unique. They're made by, I think, 2 Japanese brothers and maybe some extra people, but it's mostly just like a team of like 2. And there's just really simple like first person collectathon sort of horror games with like a story to them, and they're all very specific scenarios Like you've probably seen the Starbucks one. You've seen a lot of VTubers and YouTubers and stuff play that. There's one that's like based off of working as a Japanese woman working in a Starbucks type franchise. And it's so cool. Really scary stuff. It's a little dumb, like if you're like watching it from the outside, but when you play it, like it's not dumb at all. Like you're feeling everything. Also, it brought back memories of customer service, which I don't really want to get into. Animal Crossing, lots of GameCube Animal Crossing. I don't remember the name of it, but I played that a lot. And then I skipped it for a lot of years. And then when COVID hit, Animal Crossing on the Switch sort of saved me. I think with a lot of people, I think I put close to 1,000 hours into that game. And then the DLC came out and I played that for like 10 hours and then I stopped playing at that point. It was just like, I didn't feel like I needed it as much anymore. It's still awesome game. I really like it. Highly recommended. I put so many hours into it. Like, how can I not recommend it? Zelda games. I think I've played every single Zelda game except for the ones on the Game Boy Color. They're so good. Like Wind Waker is something special. Skyward Sword, I 100%ed that with motion controls. That was an achievement that I'm really proud of. But I really like the story in Skyward Sword. And then Breath of the Wild. I can't wait for the second one. It'll probably get delayed again. Advance Wars. Oh no, CDI games. No, I haven't. I pretend that those don't exist. Is that okay? Is that okay if we pretend that the CDI Zelda games don't exist? I haven't not emulated or anything like that. Yeah, it's best people forget. Yeah. The best ones? It's fun to watch people play through those. And there's actually like people that speed run them, which is really funny. Excuse yeah. Advance Wars, turn-based. The first one is for the Game Boy Advance. It's like Fire Emblem, but you don't have specific units. You just have the commanders that are different. You just build your units. You have Fog of War, capture cities and capture factories and build more units. I just love, those are like the only strategy games that I've really loved and dug into and just consumed all of them. I was super excited for Advance Wars 1 and 2 on the Switch. I had that pre-ordered for a long time. And then it was about to be released at a very bad time this year in world events, and they understandably put it off. We still don't have a release date. I'm very sad. The World Ends With You. I never finished it, but it's one of the best games I've ever played in my life. I realized this the other day, was it like last year or something, when they came out with the anime, and then they came out with the sequel, Neo. I was like, wait a minute. I loved that game in the past. Did I ever finish it? It turns out I only made it like halfway through. And then I spent like 80 hours trying to grind for specific pins. And then I just stopped playing it. And then I never finished it. I have it for the Switch. I'm thinking that might be a game that we can play on stream. All right. So if we cut off the beginning, where it was just like almost 20 minutes of intro, I've been going for 2 hours. I'm so sorry. Let's go through the model. You guys okay with that? All right. Let's do this. So just so there's not a lot of full body tracking, but it does move. It's not like completely, like you get a little bit of the pants moving at the bottom. And my favorite part that I specifically requested, one part that made a lot of people turn me down, was there's not a lot of overweight or like super fit male VTubers. So I specifically wanted this. I wanted a little bit of the jiggle, but not the booba jiggle. I wanted something else. Let's save the big things for last. Let's just go through the expressions. We're getting into the model. I freaking love, like, look at the necklace and the drawstrings. It's so smooth. I freaking love it. We're gonna go through all the expressions. We'll start with this one since it's on the left. I can also like without pressing a button, I can like, of course you start with that one, right? You gotta start with that one. A couple actually, because of VBridger, I actually have a couple expressions that I can do without pressing a button, which is really cool. So the first one is, I can be like, yikes. Cringe. And then I can also do So it's kind of nice to have those without even pressing buttons. All right. So next, this one is probably, if growing up is any indication in real life, this is going to happen a lot. It happens a little bit when I smile because it's just sort of like natural for me. I really like the blush that we got for this. This is one of my favorite ones. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And then we're dead. We're dead. And then we got, oh boy. Why? This one has two variations. So we'll do this. Why are you like this? Chat. Why are you like this? And then, slightly different, it's like when someone posts the link and you go to click on it and you're like, should I? Should I? I don't know. I love the mouth on that one. It's so good. Here's just the regular version of that as well. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. This may happen if we watch movies or something sad or somebody bullies me. Why'd you do that? Why'd you say that? How could you? Bullying a streamer? Yeah. I'm sure that won't happen. This... I don't know when I would use this, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I paid for all of these, by the way. These are all separate. I kind of got addicted once I started. And I was like, oi, Sen, can we add this? And he was like, yeah, pay me money. I was like, okay, here you go. Cha-ching. So I don't know if I'll use this, but need to show how correct I am. When I express the right opinion, that's when I'll use that. So we got boring. We just got closed eyes. You kind of have to have this. All right. And then we have now I'm mad. Can you tell how mad I am? Eggy. No bully. This one, I'm sure will get so much use. It's just tired eyes. That's it. This is my default state. This should just be my default model. Oof. So we can move on to the more involved ones. So this one, I got the idea from Art Gun, but I know plenty of people have these. But I can sweat. And then this is my idle animation. It's so good. I love it so much. This is something that I do all the time in real life, and I might have to get a hand tracker specifically to trigger this when I do this in real life. I do this all the time. So I had to get it. You gotta cover the mouth. When it's too embarrassing, you do this. When you see something that you don't want to see, you do this. Now we have the really cool stuff. We got one special thing that we'll save for last. I can take my headset off, my headphones off. I don't like this look. I look naked for some reason. This really like fills it out, and I'm kind of wearing one all the time anyway in real life. But when we have certain, like if I'm watching something or listening to something or whatever, I can do this. That way I can actually like hear. Also, these are super awesome. I'm gonna show off the lights now. So I can lower the lights. This is probably like the default that I'm gonna stream in, because this room is pretty dark and the full brightness is pretty bright. I'm not gonna, no, it's headphone, they're not buns. I'm not a slave or anything. It's my headset. And then I think at this point we can bring them out. I have big plans. They don't have a name, but they've been with me for a very long time at this point. So let's bring them out. All right, there he is, or she. We don't know yet. This is the surveillance bot that I've been assigned. All I know is this thing has been been following me ever since I got home. Like I said, I have big plans, but for right now, nothing is integrated, if that can give you a hint. We can't really do anything that I really want to do, so soon, hopefully. But we can turn the lights on and off. Like you saw in the lore video, he does have his own expressions. Yeah, expressions. I told him that. That's okay, right? That's okay. It's not okay? Well, now he's angry. Yeah, he's a little angry, but his antennas still wiggle. So we can laugh at him for that, I guess. But you're angry and oh okay. Yeah, this is my bot friend, observer. I don't really know. We'll have to figure that out together. But he can do a flip. It's a good flip. All the expressions work on either side too. It's so cool. A lot of time has gone into all of this. And like I said in the beginning, oh my god, everyone that I've worked with on this, like all the art that I've had done, everyone that I've talked to, everyone that I've commissioned has just been super awesome. Like beautiful people, recommend highly. Oh my god. Like I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the actual like special people that I happened to run across. Like just happened. And I have a personality. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Blitz. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that this is like working out. And it's not super scuff. I'm so happy that you're all here and we can hang out together. VTubers. A lot of them have hoodies or hoods. I don't like the style that a lot of them have. It's like this huge, like propped up, like it shows the whole face and hair still. I don't like that. It looks fine for some of them, but I've never really liked that style. So again, one thing that Sensational's never done before, I was like, let's make a new hood, something that actually resembles a hood and can be used for like some stuff. So yeah. This is so cool. I love this so much. I can even have my headphones on underneath. It's perfect. I love it so much. Yeah, like little comfy jammies. It makes it a little bit better if I don't, since these push it out, it makes it look like jammies a little bit. But if I take these off, there we go. It's a little bit more hood shaped. But yeah, it's nice. It's cozy. I freaking love it. It's exactly what I wanted, and it might let me do some cool things in the future. So now I have, oh, no one's asked, but I'm gonna do it because this is one of my favorite things. I forgot this is another thing that I can do without pressing a button. I love my pog face. Oh, pog. we're gonna do one last thing before we move on to the finale. Pog, he did the thing. This was another bungle on my part. And I ended up spending a lot more money than I wanted to. But you know what? It makes it worth it in the end when something really cool comes out of it. So, I want to play games on stream. And I hate it when the VTuber is like over here and they're just like, yeah, playing games. Yay, playing games. I want to be interactive. I want to be interactive. So, I asked for a controller. And that's what I got. I do have hands, unfortunately, or fortunately. Depends on how you look at it. They're just hidden. I like really baggy long sleeves. Like, why would I show my hands? Nobody needs to see those. And except for this. This is so cool. Like, look at this. This is me holding my PS5 controller that's plugged in. The little eggy fluid inside moves. It's amazing. I love it. But then I was like, I want something better than this. I was like, Sen, this is really good, but I wanted the sticks to be visible. I wanted the sticks to be visible. And he's like, I don't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do this, and I just followed the tutorial. And I was like, it's okay. We'll get through it together. And then I was like, okay. And 2 weeks later, I got version 2. This is insane. It's insane. Like, I want every single VTuber that uses a controller to have one of these. Like, I want Sen to have people beating down their door to order these because it's incredible. Like, this is everything I ever wanted and more. And like, as you can tell, it still has the eggy the eggy fluid on the inside and in the sticks. I was just completely blown away. And then, like, if you turn the lights off, look at that. Like, how cool is that? Shut up, Blitz! No! I'm gaming! That's pretty much everything for the model. It's a lot, I know. But I love everything that I did with this and that Sen was able to provide. Again, like I said, like third or fourth model, just absolutely cracked. And I hope every stream to just like sing their praises and get everyone to commission models from Sen. Last thing, before we get on to the finale, I guess, I don't have a pen as part of my model yet. That might be something for later in the year. All right, I don't know if any of you seen this. I did this the other day after the boys talk with Ethel and the good Jared. I'm still super new to art. Like I don't really draw very much, but I got inspired by a bunch of the creators that I follow. So I just wanted to have something that I can just play around with and sort of like give back to the creators and stuff that I love so much. My talent is immense. But yeah, so I've got a full pen tablet that's hooked up to the stream, and I'm hoping at some point I can do art streams and stuff, and we can just listen to chill lo-fi music, and I can struggle through this, and people hopefully can pop in and give me tips, because I'm probably doing everything wrong and I'm doing it the hard way. But yeah, I'm excited. I have another screen. So I know in my trailer and everything, I was like, bad music. He can make bad music. I do have Fruity Loops installed. It's hooked up. It's all set up to go, ready to go. I've just gotten addicted to drawing. And I've been learning so much about drawing that I haven't had much time to jump into FL Studio. But eventually, that's something that I want to do as well. And that way I can actually like make my own music for the stream and maybe for other people. But yeah, I mean, I have a music background. I play bass. It's been a long time. My bass was broken for a long time, but I also took 10 years of piano lessons. So I know my way around a keyboard. It's been a long time, but I would love to get back into it. And Aethel, again, so inspiring with how quickly he just like picks things up and creates a melody and a beat and starts like just riffing. I have no delusions. I'm not even close to that. But I would like to learn. Same thing like the art. I want people to pop in here and backseat the crap out of me. If I do something, I want people to be like, no, that's not the way you do it. Or you're dumb. Do it this way. You know, that sort of stuff. Like I'm excited to show how bad my process is for everything. And then people can come in and be like, here's how you actually do it. And then I can learn. All right. So I completely forgot. I've been rambling for 3 hours and I completely forgot some of the coolest things. All right. We're going to do one thing. This is something that's very special to me. When somebody shares something meme related, we got to hit them. We got to hit them with this.
This meme is already nothing but a memory.
Did that blow out your eardrums? I apologize. I've got two more things. There's one surprise bit that I'm just gonna let somebody, like, when somebody in chat eventually like says something about it, I'll pull it out and I'll surprise you guys. But for now, it's going to be a secret. But it's huge and I love it, and it's gonna be fun. But for now, I'm gonna blow your eardrums again, because I have this thing for when something goes wrong, and it goes a little bit like this. I had too much fun working on all of this. All right, and then we've got one last one. Let's see if I can do this properly, because it takes a little bit of finesse. Oh man, when I figured out that I can not only do the black and white filter, but I can do a freeze frame. I was like, I'm in. I know what I have to do. Okay, here we go. Speaking of karaoke, kind of want to end with something here. Now, I'm gonna do 2 songs. The first one is dumb, and I can't sing it well. And the second one, I like a little bit more. I wanted to embrace the meme. My voice, I've been speaking for 3 hours now, and my normal talking time per day is like less than 10 minutes. So we'll find out how it goes without any further stalling. Here's Wonderwall.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. And I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. And I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. And there are many things that I like to say to you, but I don't know how. 'Cause maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. And I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there are winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. And there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall. Said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall. Said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me.
Woo! Oh man. Thank you all for indulging me in that. I have so much fun singing. I'm doing my best to keep getting better. But like punk songs like this they're not super suited for my voice, but I enjoy singing them anyway. To continue, this next one. Okay, this one is a little bit different. Wicked Game by Chris Isaac. Sorry. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. Got this. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. Make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do, to let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. You never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do, to make me dream of you. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. No one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. thank you everyone for for dancing in chat and having some fun. I've been nervous about this for so long. But yeah, that was that's the part that I've been super nervous about for the past 8 months. And I'm really glad you were all here to hear it. I definitely want to do some karaoke streams at some point. I have not an extensive list, but I've got a good list of songs that I enjoy singing that I can do okay. So I don't want to I've been talking so much. I don't really want to go overboard and do more than these two. I think that sort of wraps up a debut pretty nicely. I've had all of this planned for so long. I'm so glad that I had so many of my friends show up and give me support. I'm just completely blown away. I'm so happy that all of this sort of went off without a hitch. It's everything that I dreamed it could be, and I'm just happy that I can keep going and continue doing this. Now that I've done one, it'll be easier to get back on and do another one. Yeah, all the planning, it there was a lot of planning. But yeah, so my plan to start, I don't know how all of this is gonna work, but my initial plan is to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. But that's the plan. I'm gonna put that up on the Twitch page for the schedule, and I'm gonna make a concerted effort to be here regularly, and hopefully at some point I can start my dream getting into this was just to meet some friends and to hang out, and I've already met so many awesome communities that are just incredible. So just bridging some of those communities and bringing people together, and maybe at some point collabing with some creators, that would be awesome. But yeah, I'm really excited for the future. I know my future stream plans, I have a long list of things that I want to do. I don't know how messy that, we all know, a lot of us know Aethel. He's so talented, he does so many things, but it's hard to fit everything in to his schedule when he even when he's streaming 4 or 5 times a week. So it'll be a bit of a learning process, but I appreciate patience, and we'll sort of get there together, and we'll see where we can go from here. But yeah, all right, so I'm gonna go to my ending screen, and then I'll activate the raid. Thank you all again for your patience and your encouragement, and I can't wait to do it again.